So, Instagram, as we know, Instagram plays games, right?
It's a prick, is what it is.
Plays games. And for some reason, something switched in the algorithm because the day that we announced our show, it limited our audience to like 1,000 people.
Oh, on the stories?
On the stories, right? But it was the same on my personal page.
Right.
It was like genuinely, there was only, I was like, how have I gone from like 15k watching to 1,000 people? Do you know, I was like, what's going on here, right? So the day that we did our show, there was only 1,000 people that saw the fucking story.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it obviously reworked itself and fixed itself. Yeah. So our engagement has gone through the roof. And now everybody's coming on to see a sold out show. So if you're one of those people, apologies.
I'm very sorry.
Very sorry.
All complaints can go to the Mark Zuckerberg department.
Oh.
Hello, and you're very welcome along to the Unpopular Opinion podcast. My name is Jen. You look fab.
I've got the sleeping rollers, but I can't wear my headphones on top of them, so I had to put them on the neck. I feel like a DJ. You know, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2. They always go like they all
rock to the beat, rock to the baseline.
No, they eat the mic. Though.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
like
and they're
1, 2.
They like hold it. I want to get one of those for our show.
I don't like.
And I want to hold it and do the thing. I want to do like a little riff. I want to be like Alicia Dixon.
Oh, we can come up with plenty.
My
of things.
time.
Listen,
One time.
We've a lot of fucking scheduling to do, Carla.
We're business, bitch.
Where she is.
Where she is.
I just had to look at going into, because we're a very listener based podcast, and Spotify Wrapped is just after launching, and somebody put up on their story that we're their top podcast, and they wrote on it, they're kind of like my best cousin.
And we are like your best cousin.
Yeah.
And we are gang. I love Spotify Wrapped. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I want to see everyone's Spotify Wrapped. I feel like I know more about them.
Yeah, I'm a bit like Scarlett, because mine.
Why? What's yours?
DJ
Cami.
It's not DJ Cami. It's like I do listen to a lot of Latino.
Oh, it's Manuel.
Yeah, and I just feel like.
Who was yours?
I haven't actually looked.
What?
Who was my top one?
Yeah, who was your first?
Is it even on mine? I don't
like.
Your Wrapped is here. Right, here we go. Oh, Scarlett.
I started crying.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh God, Jen. I'd fucking start crying for a different
this
reason.
This year
was
was anything but normal. Did I listen to that song?
Apparently so.
I listened to that song.
Don't try and ply now, you can't.
Sorry, now I've listened to that once.
Oh.
See? Did the owl. That's on me Feeling Bleeding Rapper playlist, and it's the one that I skipped it. You know, even though you have a playlist. Opening credits team. What do we have next?
I'm
all about that vibe. Maybe I should be doing Storm for the week. You spent 3,579 minutes listening. That's more than 37% of other listeners in Ireland.
Will I add our top 5 tracks? Will I add our top 5 tracks to Stomper? Both of our top 5 tracks.
Yeah.
Will I throw that in?
Let's do it.
I'm going to do it for you guys. We're going to bulk it a little bit, and we're going to put my top 5 tracks and Jen's top 5 tracks. Some of my top 5 tracks are already on the Stomper, but YOLO.
Right, okay.
Anyway, but go on.
Let's see. What's next? Right, move on. Why is this coming back?
Part 2.
While everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were, that's interesting. It's apparently the next fucking big thing. Buy an NFT.
I've never heard of that before. And it said that to me too. And I was like, yeah, people were doing that while I was listening to Ariana Grande. Yeah, you're right.
It's something got to do with Web3 or something. It's a whole thing. I saw a TikTok video about it.
So you're an expert.
You had one song on repeat. Oh God, what was it?
What was it?
I love this song.
Jen!
I love the fuck off. I love it. basketball. Hey now.
Henna,
Hey now.
henna.
I go on. See, this is what I mean. I'd be scared because of the cultural appropriation. I don't look
You're
cool
like,
singing these
henna.
songs. Like, do you know what I mean? Rhythm
from
of
the
right,
islands.
so, Rhythm of the Night was number 1. Danza Kuduro by Don Omar. You know that song?
No. What is it?
La Mama Riva. That one.
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
song. It's a bang. Oi, oi, oi.
I go. That was that one. Girl, I Want to Make You Sweat. La 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 la. I think it's a real happy song. That's my
La,
number
la, la,
4.
la, lum, lum,
And
la,
you know
lum,
what?
lum,
Twist
lum,
and Shout
lum.
by Shaka Damus. That's my number 5.
What's that?
Oh, Twist and Shout. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. That's what I mean. That's why I'd be
Okay.
scared of with me
This is
Spotify
very
rap.
interesting.
So, what is this? You deserve a playlist as long as your skincare routine.
Tell it to me.
No, I don't want to add them.
I'm
I
not
like
adding
that.
that. It's not
I
happening.
like
It's not
that.
coming near my pout.
It's not my top 5. It's just there. Like, I get a bit emotional listening to that one.
I know. Which one?
This Is Me.
Oh, God, Jen.
I will say.
So, top artists. What were your top artists?
I don't think I've
Go
gotten.
to the very end.
Oh, right, okay.
God, lads,
Jesus, sir, this is very fucking long-winded.
It is. But I had tears in my eyes watching mine earlier. So.
Did you? Who was my podcast? Probably yours. If I'm just checking the sounds.
Mine was It Girls R.I.P. Bandwagons R.I.P.
Fucking hell.
Mine was
Oh no, my top one was
David
Kelly.
McWilliams. So I was like, I'm an economist.
Oh God, so right. My top 5 podcasts were number 1 was Telebox because I wanted to. I didn't edit that. I was
Oh, good
on it, but I didn't
woman,
edit it, so I wanted to know what way it was edited.
Oh, she feisty.
Naively Optimistic, my newfound
Oh, your newfound
me
loves.
mates.
Yeah, your
I
mates.
liked
Yeah.
them. Number 3 was The Unpopular Opinion, so I didn't check the fucking sound that much. And Stall It with Darren and Joe was number 4.
What about number 5? None.
There is no
You
number
don't have a
5.
number 5?
No.
I got 5. I got at least
Did
5.
you?
I got 4.
You listened to 265 different artists, but things got pretty serious with one.
Oh, who was
Which is
it?
why I don't know, I'm fucking dreading it. Michael Jackson, that's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad. Mine was Ariana.
I like Michael
I
Jackson.
sobbed a little bit.
I do like Zell well, I mean, can't be out. What Clapton's kind of. In fact, you found a lot of love this year. What?
Very end slide.
Okay, here's me top. Yeah, okay, sorry. So, number 1 artist, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Number 2, Christina Aguilera.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen to Stripped a lot.
Oh, I'm actually going to add that to my rota right now
I love Stripped.
of banger albums.
Yeah. Number 3, J Balvin.
Yeah, fair.
Fair. I'm all about that vibe. Number 4, Kanye West.
Weird.
He has a few mad songs that I just love listening to.
Yeah, he does,
Like
yeah.
Faded.
Yeah, that's a
Do you know what I
banger.
mean? Like,
yeah.
Jesus Walks. Yeah, just, like, there's a few.
Touch the Sky.
Famous is another one.
Famous is
like they're really.
Yeah, you're like, woo!
Oh, it's just he has such weird ones. What I do, they're like.
I always listen to
fucking-
Bound.
They're like fucking theme songs to me life. Or not me life. Not my. I'm not that cool. It's not my life.
Yeah.
But somebody's life.
Kanye's life.
They're just so mad. And number 5, Blast from the Past, Eternal.
What?
Yeah.
What tunes do they have?
They have Just a Step from Heaven. What?
No.
That 3-year gap is not that big.
It's
not that big.
It is right now.
Just a Step from Heaven.
No.
I can't even fucking think of any of them on the spot now. Do you remember that song? Don't you love me? And they're out on the street with their leather jackets.
Don't you love me no more?
That one. I just threw it back. That was it. Spotify Wrapped's really turned the arse out of itself, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Thanks for making this a regular part of your tiddly irregular year. You're welcome.
You're so fine.
No problem.
You're so welcome.
I'm actually not that scarlet with that, actually.
Actually,
I'm
most of my top
broadcasting.
songs are the ones from Stomper.
Oh, well done.
Say It With Your Eyes. Number 2 is Tokyo. Number 3 is Joyride Andale. Number 4 is Experience. I don't think I have that one in it, but that's actually a bop. That's like a real summer tune.
Okay.
So, apologies. And then number 5, Just Like Magic.
Yeah,
Just Like Magic.
I pop into your Stomper playlist, and I have to say I don't know many of them.
I know, that's the point.
Yeah.
I was trying to find new music for y'all. I also realised
Well,
that
it
like,
worked because I didn't know
I know,
many.
well, it works. Jen hasn't a clue because Jen listens to Pitbull. But
It's J Balvin, you dick.
no, I don't. And it was like my top 5 genres were like house, techno.
Ready, yeah.
Techno house. I was like, oh yeah, very good.
I'm not cool enough for that. Like,
no, but I was like, I seem to be in a certain kind of mood this year.
you do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, fuck
You what? And then top artists were Ariana, fine. Doja Cat, interesting. Drake, I didn't think I listened to a lot of him this year.
They seem to. I don't know.
I know.
That's what
Sometimes I'm like, are you sure?
They tear the arse out of it. Like, they tend to really pigeonhole you. I think.
Yeah. And I was like, that's not me.
Yeah.
And then Chris Brown, which
Really?
I don't listen to him, so that's why I'm like, what? But I think it might be that one song that's on our Stomper playlist that I play all of the time. That might be it.
Okay.
So, and then number 5, Rihanna. I never listen to Rihanna.
Yeah. I actually listened to a lot of Rihanna, but her old stuff, like Love on the Brain and, kind of older.
And she was a great album. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This episode, though.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why we babbled on for so much when we've so many fucking
first of all, thanks very much for selling out our show.
Sorry, yeah.
We weren't expecting that. We gave pre-sale to patrons, and like the Sugar Club got back onto us and they were saying a good majority of them went, like, fair play to them.
Yeah, over half of them went to patrons. Mwah, mwah, love y'all.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
And then we went on general sale and we sold out in a day.
Yeah, which is on Black Friday weekend, because we
clowned it. We clowned it big time.
We were like,
absolutely clowned it, lads. We weren't thinking about anything other than ourselves. We were
or the
literally
toy
like,
show, or the toy show.
anything. Yeah,
No.
Jen was like, no one's going to want to buy tickets when they're sitting at home and they're fucking gym jams trying to get their kids to stop eating sugar.
Yeah.
But we sold out anyway, even though Toy Show was against us, Black Friday was against us, capitalism, Instagram algorithm.
Yeah,
we fucking did it.
We have the best listeners in the world.
And we are entertaining a second date. We just need to
sort out the logistics of it.
we need to sort out.
We were told there was no dates available on
and then
the
all of a
weekends.
sudden we sold out and there was
Loads of dates
on weekends. It's just crazy, right? It's fucking insane.
That's mad. Sure, look, it was obviously just a mess up, but sure, look, we'd say nothing because they're probably listening.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. But this episode, don't forget as well, sorry, another reminder before I get into it, it's 1st of December.
Yes.
When we're recording this goes out on Sunday. But it's the best time financially for you to sign up to Patreon.
You're a patron.
You're a patron
Patreon.
if you're on Patreon. And if you want to become a patron, you have to pay €6 a month. So
fucking do it.
So you get an extra episode every Monday, which we call mini-sodes, but they're the exact same length as these ones. They're a bit more pointed. They're a bit more good crack. We get into a bit more like of our personal lives, I would say.
They're a bit more like loose, aren't they? A little bit more loosey-goosey.
They feel different. The vibe is different.
The vibe's different. The vibe's a lot more communal. What I will say is now is the best time for sure, because we have most people are going to have those 2 weeks off. It's looking like you might be in and out of a weird lockdown. You might want a bit of entertainment for them walks. It might be the only thing that actually gets you up out of the gaff.
Yeah, exactly.
So sign up now. You will have access for the whole of December.
Yes.
And if you like it, stick around. If you don't like it, it was £6. Oh well.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Exactly. And there's an extra episode every month as well with a friend of the podcast. So
you're recording
that? You actually get... Yeah. And we actually get 5 episodes a month on Patreon. So
how do you feel about that, huh?
Yeah, that's good. But this episode, finally, is about school plays. We were thinking about nativity, and then we were like, when we put the call out, are we going to get many stories? So we said plays in general, and fuck me, did we get...
So many.
So many.
Yeah. I wasn't expected to see, but the algorithm is letting people see us again.
Exactly.
Now everybody has a bloody story.
Mad. Thanks, Mark.
You all,
so I sent you a voice message about my own yoke the other day.
Yeah, so you were a matchstick girl.
Yeah, but I want to know, had you got any...
Yes, I do.
Okay, right.
It's really
so
embarrassing.
This is what I was saying to Carly the other night, because I don't know if I'm mixing these up. And if anybody went to Sacred Heart of Jesus in Hunstown, you were in my class.
What was your school called?
Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Sacred Heart of Jesus.
National School. School on Cray, Rafa, Ifit, Nisa. I think that's how to say in Irish.
I just went to school more in Sackville primary and secondary. I didn't have to, you know what I mean?
So that's what you paid for that. No, you paid for that name. It's easy because you paid for it.
They shortened it.
Because you paid for it.
You had to pay for school.
It's a privilege. When you go public, you got to say a big name. I don't know if these were necessarily Christmas. I think the only time they did plays was around Christmas, so it would have been, but they always did kind of a mixture. I do remember...
Switch it up.
Yeah, I do remember being either Mulder or Scully. Which is the girl? Is it Mulder?
Mulder. Oh, I don't know.
Who was Gillian Anderson in X-Files?
I don't know.
Look that up for me there, if you don't mind, and I will tell you. So me and the little fella that I had a crush on. No, see, this is what I mean. Anytime you say Mulder and Scully, Mulder sounds like the fella, but it's not. I feel
in X-Files. No, see, I think Mulder. Yeah, it was. So she was Scully.
Oh, she was Scully. Okay,
and he was Fox Mulder.
I was totally fucking wrong.
And she was something Scully.
So I was Gillian Anderson, and I played the part of Scully with a fella who was in my class. He was really smart. I'm thinking of it now. It was Matthew Kennefic. And we were Mulder and Scully for some reason. I don't know what we were looking for. I don't think it was aliens, but we were Mulder and Scully in this fucking Christmas play. That was a big part, and I wore my confirmation outfit for that because it was a suit. If you remember the confirmation.
Oh yeah,
episode.
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember that.
Double denim suit. Yeah,
I
had a blazer. So I wore that. That was grand. My performance, I don't know what it was out of a 10. Like I said, if anybody remembers, you can let me know.
Yeah.
But I do remember playing the matchstick girl in one. It was just a small part because they tried to get everybody involved. But, like, just stupid. Like, somebody would play a tree, somebody would play a shepherd. You know, they usually try and get them all involved. So I definitely played the matchstick girl. I don't even know what the fucking story of the matchstick girl is. I remember reading the story about it and seeing, like, the illustrations and stuff like that. It was about a poor beggar girl or something like that. And did she fucking fall asleep on something got to do with matchsticks? I don't know. But she dies in the end anyway, right? Spoiler alert. But I did, when we were rehearsing, I remember the teacher going, it wasn't very graceful. It wasn't a very graceful passing. Because what I was doing was, for dramatic effect, I was dropping to my knees. And you think about the stage being these like little, small, I would say about 2 foot off the ground, hollow things. So there's a lot of noise when you drop to your knees. Through the PE hall.
Yeah, on the hollow, it's like...
Yeah, it's hollow. So I'm dropping to my knees and then I'm flat on my face, right? And I do, only now that I'm older, at the time I was like, that's a bit of a mad reaction. The teacher was like, I think you should probably fall to the ground in a different way. I think she was basically trying to say, don't break your knees on my watch. That looks ridiculous. Yeah. The fucking noise you're reverberating around the PE hall. Like,
parents are not going to look kindly on this.
That's not how people die. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the type of stuff that I was looking at, obviously, on the telly, and this is how people were dying on the telly. It was the 90s. I don't fucking know. But that's how I was dying, and I did it in every rehearsal. And then in the last rehearsal, I remember kind of turning to the side and dropping, and, like, it worked better. And came to live shows, and... the parents were there, and I remember I did the sideways fall. I did the graceful passing, and I remember my ma's comment about my performance, and it was like, "Yeah, you died very well there." Because I was after saying it to her, like, my teacher has a problem with the way that and then I probably showed her. Do you know what I mean? I'd say I had bruises on my knees for weeks, because I was rehearsing the way that I would, like, you know, just. Like face force after dropping to my knees. So that was my biggest memory of being in a school play. Do you know? I made it to Vicar Street though, lads.
Girls, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Just sold out a fucking show, lads.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, it could be, you know.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Could be better.
Could have been blacklisted for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but you did. I mean, you were young, you were feisty, you knew you wanted. Would you ever like to be on like Broadway or something?
I'd like to experience it, but that's more musical theatre, and I haven't got it out in my head. The only other thing that I can remember from school is when I didn't get a part 1 year. Disgusted. I was doing like props, but the curtain didn't come all the way down, so you could see everybody's feet when the curtain closed. And I remember my teacher giving out to me, going, "All I can see is Jenny Hatton's feet running around the stage. What's she doing up there?" Because I obviously wasn't needed. I was like, just trying to get him fucking involved, Miss Nagoli. Can your tits?
Like, I'm just trying to get a little bit of screen time.
I'm not
FaceTime.
not even screen time. I just wanted to be backstage. I wanted to be doing something.
Yeah,
I
you
love
didn't want to be
performing arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm creative.
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Stop trying to slow me flow.
Yeah, love that for you.
What a bitch. What
If you're
about
out
you?
there? Oh, we have some strong words for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't remember a nativity play. I feel like there was one, but I can't remember.
I feel like
it.
plays were only so nativity plays. I think are specifics. Is it to the PE hall or to the church for the
Ours was
kids'
always
mass?
the PE hall.
Was it?
Yeah, the PE hall is where we did our poxy speech and drama, ballroom dancing, fucking Irish dancing, all that other shit. Everything happened in that poxy PE hall. It wasn't very big.
No, yeah.
Tiny school, by the way, the main Sackville Primary. Tiny. We did do a play in 5th class. I was frantically trying to Google because I think it was like my teacher had found this play and she decided that we were going to do this play.
The Merchant of Venice.
Oh my God, you're just after bringing me to a whole different thing. Oh my God.
First year.
I have 3 memories now.
Yeah.
So this one is my most embarrassing because I actually self-sabotaged on purpose. So it was, I don't know, I think this is probably where my anxiety
You fucked the audition,
started to
did you?
manifest. No, I didn't fuck the audition. I don't remember the audition.
I don't think
all
there
I know
was
was I was
auditions.
given the lead.
Oh, very good.
And I remember it was me and there was 3 leads. So there was me I was the Lord, I was the evil one. There was the woman who was my best mate at the time, Catherine Lowe. She was playing the young widowed millionaire because I was a broke lord.
Okay.
What is the name of this? So I remember that I can remember some lines of it. So I'm trying to
Fuck
Google
off.
to see if, because it's like embedded into my fucking brain. And then there was the butler.
Right.
And a girl called Láithín Heenahan played the butler.
Right.
So there was like the 3 leads. There was other people in it. It was a big ass production. I don't know why we did it. It's such a weird thing to have a whole class doing in 5th class, you know?
Yeah.
I just remember it was a big L fucking thing. So basically the story went, I don't know, in some social circles, I had met this bird, right? I wanted her money. She was widowed. She was a millionaire. I was a broke lord. I had a weird, funny accent. The butler was called Kent, I think. Kent, which it's a very, very butlerish.
Right. You keep talking. I'll look it
Butlerish kind of thing. I just remember one of the lines in the song was, I want to wed that young widowed millionaire, or something along those lines. And then there was another song between the butler and the woman, and it was that song, let's call the whole thing off.
up. Okay.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Oh.
Yeah. What is that fucking play? Anyway, I don't know if this was like an amalgamate. I literally do not know what Miss McQueenie was at, right? But she was doing a few things. She was doing a few bits.
Right.
And I was the Lord.
Right.
Can't remember his name. I remember the butler's name was Kent. The American woman's name was something very American.
Right.
And the whole thing was she was getting off with the butler while I was trying to wife her. Right?
Right.
There was a couple of songs. I'm not a singer, okay?
Yeah.
I can just about hold a note, but I'm not really a singer. Catherine and Láithín were both singers.
Okay.
Okay. So again, confusion. Okay, confusion. But I basically got really nervous. I think we did 2 runs of the show. We did I think it was like a Thursday afternoon and a Friday afternoon, right?
Okay.
Can you find anything now? You can't find the name of this.
Not really. I mean,
I will do more frantic Googling when
yeah.
we have more time. But
It's not like nothing's jumping out at me to say.
I don't think they say. I think I literally burned this from my memory. Like, this is one of the things. But anyway, so I had this one song where I had to sing about being an old-fashioned lord with an old-fashioned something. Something about Kent being busy shining with his rag. Something about going to Ascot to go and shear my nag. And nag was a name for a horse, and I had no idea what the fuck that was. And I remember Miss McQueenie specifically being like, "Do you know what a nag is?" And me being like, "No." She's like, "Oh, I thought you were into horses."
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't fucking call them nags, do I? Because I'm not from Oxfordshire. Do you know?
Yeah.
betting with I also don't own this random manor that you're saying that I do. But anyway, so that was all happening. And I remember I was so nervous. I was like, if I just fuck up the lines now, I'll feel so much more relaxed.
Yes. I get that.
Have you ever had that?
Yeah. I get that.
So I, on purpose, didn't sing some of the lines of the song and we had to start the song again.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's worse.
And I did that on purpose. Because I thought, for some reason, it would be better. I just froze.
Yeah.
And I was like, just pretend you don't know the lines and then they'll have to start the song again.
Okay.
And it was awful. And I remember after that being absolutely fucking traumatized.
Yeah,
and then so that was the biggest one that was like ingrained into my brain. Yeah, hated that whole experience. And then in first year we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird,
Oh, yeah.
and I was Tom.
You were reading To Kill a
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird. So where did the play come into it?
So we had to reenact this in, I don't know why, in English class. This was on my English teachers. To be honest, I'll never forget the plot line of To Kill a Mockingbird. Do you know what I mean?
I forget it already.
It's where the
It's about racism, is it?
yeah, it's about race. It's basically essentially what's happening right now all over again in the Americas. So this like impoverished white family kill these two is it two little girls or one? There's somebody I can't remember me there. I remember it totally. No, I don't. I remember the gist of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But basically, it's I'm trying to. It's like it's through Scout, I think her name is, the daughter, and her dad's the lawyer who's trying to get the black guy off the hook because he knows he didn't commit the crime.
Oh, okay. Right.
Do you know? Mm-hmm. And I was the black guy.
Okay.
And my mate Claire Foran was your man Atticus. I remember his name being Atticus. And then Scout was the daughter. I can't remember the name of the Hillbillies, but that was another like bigger part, I suppose, because I was, and I had to like become very like sullen and because the whole thing was it's a very true to the times book. But yeah, that was, we had to play that out in our school. For some reason, okay. So we had to do that, but it was in the class.
Okay.
So the year it wasn't for the rest of the years; it was just for our year.
Your teacher just loved a bit of drama.
Yeah,
it obviously went into your head better. I feel like if I was to do something like that, it would go into my head.
Yeah,
better.
It was very like, I think it was a really cool way of like, she had taken, it was the court scene. Was the scene that we reenacted.
Oh, very good.
And she made us do that, and everybody remembered. Do you know what I mean? And we all had to like get into character, and you know, I had to be very sullen because I was being accused. And like I remember Claire, the girl who was playing Atticus, she like wore these huge glasses. She was fucking brilliant. She was always meant for the stage. She was fucking class.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through this without pissing myself laughing, because she was like obviously, you know,
the interrogator
interrogating me, then interrogating the two like Hicks or whatever you want to call it back in the day. Who
were you doing the accents?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Off.
And I remember her, she was a Southern man.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was actually pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that one I was a lot more comfortable.
You were playing a black man though.
I was playing the accused.
Did you do the accent?
I had to do the Southern accent, yeah.
The Southern.
So it was like a Southern gent, yeah.
Yes.
Well, not like, yeah, so I was literally like,
yes,
but
ma'am.
mine, yeah, yes, ma'am. That was literally, I remember that being like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But my whole thing was I wasn't very educated, so I had to like get his lingo. You know, it was very like, I just remember it being like a very cool experience to have in first year when you're reading a book.
That's deadly.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool.
I like that.
And then the only other play was in fourth year. If you do transition year, you have to do the big play.
Okay.
Which is like, I don't know how to explain it other than private
like
school bollocks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Other than private school indulgence beyond.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have to actually audition and all that other shit. I was man number 2. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just stood in the background. I painted a beard on. I had a little Western hat on.
Did your name get posted up on the notice board in school?
In school, do you know? And it was like, I don't know if they were selling tickets or
Stop that.
Yeah, I think they did sell fucking tickets. Of course
to this
they
thing. Fucking did.
Of course
it was
they
private
did.
School. Yeah.
Of course they did. And it was like running for, I can't remember how long it ran for, maybe 3 nights.
Stop that.
And it was like 7 p.m. Yeah, people came to watch this fucking thing.
No way.
It was always family and fucking whatever.
Gas.
But you know what I mean? It was. I was like man number 2 in the back. I think I was on the stage for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I remember there was one little dance thing that we had to do, where we just had to do a spin, like walk up and do a spin, and then I was gone again. And then at the end, I had to like socialise in the background.
Oh yeah.
In
the background, miming cabbages.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And and I remember that like floating around, being like, "This is fucking mad. We're on stage. You can't see anyone because the lights are in your face."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's where the courage comes from.
Yeah. So the Dutch cottage. So yeah. So that was that really embarrassing part of
your life.
That was my play. That was my my start, middle, and end to my stage.
That's very good, isn't it? It is mad how like teachers do have the ability to get kids up and
doing stuff. I think if I was a teacher, I think I'd be like, yeah, let's do Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah. You're Lisa Vanderpump. You're Lisa Rinna. Let's do this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like that.
We're selling Sunset. Who's Chriselle?
Yeah, I like them stories. Yeah. I do. I like them a lot. We'll go for a little break and then we will get into our listeners' stories. Ooh. Force message. I used to go mental if I didn't get the main part. The teacher then had me in non-speaking 3 parts. Think she tried to take me down a peg and knew I was too confident for my own good. Well, maybe she was right.
Yeah, see but I also feel like with kids are allowed to be confident.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
The fact that there was no auditions, I think they were tactical in the way that they did.
Because you couldn't give it to a kid that wasn't ready to take it on. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You'd have to go for somebody who was at least semi-confident.
Yeah, and would be happily on the stage.
You wouldn't want to give it to the melter either, though.
Yeah, and I think though as well, it must be, I'd love to hear from a teacher.
Yeah.
If you could let us know how you cast these things. Is it like, is there anything behind it? Are you doing it as a kind of like, she'll take it, she's gas, she's not, that, you know? Do you summarise the kids?
Because they definitely have to judge them on something. Yeah. Like, there has to be a level of judgment there. You can't not.
No, true.
It's not like, is it? Like, are you putting names into a hat? You're pulling out Ross and you're like, bollocks.
Yeah.
Maybe I might throw Ross back in there and see who else comes out. You know what I mean?
Look, it's John.
Yeah, that suits him.
That suits him. Yeah, we could do something. I'm
happy with that. Yeah,
do something with that.
I wonder.
I do wonder.
Is it like, do you know when they're pulling out the names for the Euros?
Yeah, you're like, oh no, not playing Yugoslavia, not now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey gals, I nearly flashed an audience of 400 people. I was in my final year in secondary school. Oh, secondary school is different.
Secondary school plays?
Yeah.
Really?
And taking part in the school musical. That's what it was called, the school musical.
Okay.
We were all doing All Shook Up. Story isn't that great, but it's all Elvis music, so I'd advise checking it out.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways, I was playing this nerdy character called Dennis, and as a part of the show, he made a new friend. Being a bit of an oddball, he's beside himself because he now sees himself as cool. As the show progresses, he starts to get pushed aside by another character. He's not at all pleased about this, so he decides to do something a bit radical. He suggests all the characters go swimming, and in doing so, I have to pull down my trousers. Now, I had the genius idea of wearing big loose boxers because I thought it would go better with the costume and the time period. So when I had to pull down my trousers, I did with full confidence. Unfortunately, I didn't anticipate everything else to go with it. Now, to say I never moved faster in my life would be accurate. The audience burst out laughing. Everyone on stage just froze. Luckily, I was wearing smaller, tighter boxers at the time in case that happened. Oh, so you planned ahead.
Oh, this was smart. That's a good actor.
That's a good actor. Still, it didn't stop rumours spreading that I had flashed the entire audience on opening night. I might be able to get a picture for you if you want. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Take care.
That's annoying, isn't it? That it's like he'll probably showed like the bit under his belly button, and then all of a sudden it was like,
oh yeah, but we love a rumour. We love a rumour. We love it to like. I'm sure people were talking about me for fucking ages, not remembering my lines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but little did they know you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
My 6th class play. Oh yeah, 6th class. That's okay. I was gonna say because I don't think my secondary school had a 6th year play unless if there was like I don't even think we had a drama class.
We did. We had choir. And that's what the choir, the whole reason
Yeah.
of having choir in fourth year was to do this poxy musical.
Right, okay.
Do you know?
My sixth class play was a jazzy version of The Prodigal Son and some songs. What's The Prodigal Son? I don't know what that is. And I'm sure there's going to be people going, what the fuck, do you not know what The Prodigal Son is?
I've heard of it, but
Yeah,
I just
so
thought it was
have
like a Bible. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's just like
maybe
a
it is.
Bible tale.
Jazzed up by a very old larger lady who was our speech and drama teacher. When the son went off to spend all of his money, I played a lady of the night, and we were made sing Hey Big Spender and feather boas and short skirts. All girl Catholic school dancing on a girl dressed as a boy. Then later in the show, I played a nun in Sister Act's number. Oh, that sounds amazing.
And Jen's like, no, I like it.
Love it. I love Sister Act. So at 11 or 12 years of age, I went from being a prostitute to a nun within an hour. Aced them both, to be fair.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that you
Versatility.
did. Yeah, that's what
Talented
you need.
actress.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Talented
what you need.
actress. Put
That
that down on
sounds
your resume.
amazing. Like I love how school plays are so fucking chaotic. Like you will go from like that playing a prostitute, but there'll be none of the like. It'll be all just fun and games. There's none of the
It's badly produced.
yeah.
Badly coordinated.
Yeah, and there's nothing sinister about it, even though like
it's
she's playing a prostitute.
Yeah, but you're
know?
like, it's not gritty. Do you
No,
know?
it's
Yeah,
not.
it's not like,
there's
yeah.
no meaning behind it. It's just a bit of crack.
Yeah.
And then she's a nun in Sister Act. Like that's fucking chaotic, but it's amazing.
Yeah, you love it though, and that's what I mean. It's good to have those.
It's like watching a kid's film where you're pleasantly surprised at the content inside.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me, one of the things in our choir class, I can't remember the name of the choir woman, but Phil was the woman who did the piano for it, right? And every so often she was a real kind of like, you know the way they're always a bit fruity or something?
Yeah.
Do you know, they're always a
Yeah.
bit fucking wafy.
I know.
Like, you know what I mean? They're always a bit like, woo, do you know, like it's always a bit much.
Our trousers are always
Yeah,
flowing.
it's always a bit like, yeah, and the arms are out, and she's like, give it to me, girls. Do you know what I mean?
love it.
But at one point, I'll never forget it because we all howled, and it stayed with me now. Even me and my sister will still say it to each other. Where you're one on the, so Phil was on the piano, and she was like, "That's it, that's exactly it, girls. We're gonna go one more time." And she goes, "Bang it out there, Phil." So me and my sister are always like, "Bang it out there, Phil."
I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I did. I love teachers. I did fit teens for a while, and I remember me teacher Jacinta. She was she was the dance teacher, obviously, and she was doing all these routines. And like you were in a prefab, like the floor is moving with the 70 teenagers in there, the smell of us, and we were all there like going from side to side doing all these fucking numbers. But she was like, it was like she was made out of cheese strings.
It was like the
type
floaty things at the garages.
That's
What are they called? You know, the ones that are blown
like
up.
the cheese string fella or the 7-Up fella. That's what it was like she was
Yeah.
made out of, the way
Yeah.
she moved. I know exactly what you mean. I've another one here. Plays. I know this one as a teacher because she asked me last night something on Instagram.
Tell us.
Oh, I don't know. Plays. So she's telling us about her experience. I would like you to get back onto us and tell us, have you conducted a play with your kids? Although I think they're very, very young, because she was asking me about the Elf on the Shelf app for her kids. I was, quote, air quotes, that kid that knew everyone else's line along with my own lines in the play, and in the videos you can just see me lip syncing to the whole thing.
Ready to step up if anyone messed up.
She's the understudy. Yeah. Also, I played the Wicked Witch of the West in 6th class, and one of the younger kids said, "Oh, it's so cool the way you got the part. You kind of look like a witch." Still hurts, to be honest.
Those were the things that hurt us, though. Those were the things. Like if you know, when you were cast as a man, you're like, I'll take it, whatever. We're in all girls' school. But then people would be like, and obviously you were cast as a man, and you were like, little fucking bitch.
Kids are wankers, though. Like, they really are. I looked at her profile. She does not look like a witch. She is stunning. And she's a primary teacher, which I was right about.
How do you cast kids?
And she's 1st and 2nd class, so they're not actually that young. They probably do have plays.
Interesting.
I'm going to type back to her in capital locks and say, tell me about the plays you've conducted. You can proceed there, Carla. I'm gonna.
Okay, this wasn't a school play. It was Christmas concert. I love the way we did them too. We had Christmas concerts. Yeah. In probably 4th class, we all took part in singing Christmas songs. Mine was to get up and sing Santa Baby, and I had 2 backup dancers. I can't believe my parents and teachers let me sing that song, as it's extremely suggestive for a 10-year-old.
That sounds very Mean Girls.
It's like
kind of.
Santa baby.
It sounds like Lindsay Lohan in Mean Girls, you know, with the rock
Jingle
and
bell,
Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle bell rock. This is a X story. Sorry, somebody sent in an X story.
Lovely.
Very good, but not right now. I was chosen to be the angel delivering the baby for the nativity. Only thing is, I was in 4th class and they had rammed me back into my communion dress. To look holy, question mark. Anyway, angel was bursting at the seams that year.
Rammed me back into me communion dress. Put that on a tote bag. School play story. So I was born in Dublin and lived there till I was 10, but both parents are from Derry, so I never had a proper Dublin accent. There was always a slight northern twang. So school play around the time of Italia 90, and who do I get cast as? Daniel O'Donnell.
What a casting.
I had to come out on stage in my Ireland jersey, wave at the crowd and say, "Hello, Mammy." In my best Donegal / Jerry Daniel accent, still cringe, laugh at the randomness, LOL. That's what I mean, it's the chaos of it.
It's like it's like in Love Actually, you know, where it's like the lobster and the nativity play. And they're like, why the fuck is there lobsters there? And it was like, okay. Because there is now.
It was a spare prop going, and we need to include every child.
And there always is. It's like, and you are going to be playing the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
In the nativity play.
You're going to be playing the comet that hit the dinosaur. How about that?
Exactly.
And you'd be like, stunning. Give it to me.
And then it's the whole thing of like, right, we've have the best kids. Fuck, Lenny is next.
Yeah.
Look him. Tree.
Yeah. Tree. Oh, yeah. Let me tree. Just move. It's all about movement. Your part's about movement.
Yeah. The 3 wise men. How about 9 wise men?
Yeah. Oh, I love that, where they just triple up on things all of the time. Yeah.
Need a sheep? I have 3.
Your teacher replied, I didn't say I directed plays.
I want her to. We need to send her away. No. She has to have done a play. She has to have cast. I don't give a shit about anything else. I want to see who cast. I want to know about her. Sorry. I want to know. Give me a second. I'm going to pause this. I'm serious about this.
Your ones were fine.
Technical difficulties there. Sorry, I paused so that we could.
Jen just did a whole 15-minute bit.
I will explain it. Right?
Okay.
I paused this so that you could text her back, because we need to know the situation with the picking the kids.
Yeah.
She doesn't do it herself, but she has to have friends. You accused me of thinking way too much into it. You're not wrong. I pressed record, but I didn't.
You didn't actually.
I pressed stop, and I read out a rather long message, which I'm going to read out to you again, because I can't leave it out now.
Do you want to finish? Will I tell you what?
Yeah, so might as well. Yeah, pick up where we left off.
Smart kids get the longest reading parts. Or lines like "smarter normally equals better memory."
Oh, okay.
I'm only out teaching in the last 2 years, so I haven't done any plays yet with COVID, but I know that's how it's done from other teachers, and the confident kids obviously do well too. My sister is in 6th class and she's a full-on Leo, so she got to sing in peace and all in her last play, and she always gets the main parts, and sometimes you'd know by the head of them he's a real wise man there now.
I love it. I want to be part of one of them conversations. So when we weren't recording,
I'm going to be a teacher now.
When we weren't recording, I said, I want more context, I want to know how it's happened. But what if she's only teaching the last 2 years and it's been COVID? And little Carla here turns around and says, you're thinking way too much into it. I was dead right.
I know, but it's just like, come on. There's a pace.
I'm serious about it though. Right, into the message. Nativity play story that people can laugh at the visual. It was my little brother's nativity play. He was 7. He was playing in a... I've already read this out, so I know the story now. Sorry you're not going to get our initial reaction. It's fucking hilarious. It was my little brother's nativity play. He was 7. He was playing an angel in a dress and was wearing a fab tinsel crown that I fashioned out of my hairbands. I was very proud of it. That night was my ma's Christmas party night, so it was the only night of the year where she was... Like, she wouldn't be home, so I was... psyched to play the proud step-in mother, and in my mother's absence I was going to film it on our camcorder, the 2-stone thing that you have to look through because there's no screen on it, it's only the viewfinder that you have to look through. They were late to arrive because of course apparently her dad's always late. We were late because of course dad was driving. No seats left, and I found a spot to stand behind the piano near the front of the hall where I could rest my elbow on the piano while I held this 2-stone camcorder for the whole show. Got to the end, principal on stage talking, gutubbing, things start getting all wobbly, i.e. my vision. I hit the deck. First time I've ever fainted. Obviously caught the attention of the whole room. I was 12 and the play was in the boys' primary school, so you can imagine how morto I was that my male 6th class counterpart seen this happen. I woke up on the floor with a crowd around me, confused to bits. My dad carries me to the hall and then he proceeds to tell me that when I fainted, the string of my body warmer caught onto the knob thing at the top of the radiator on the wall I was standing at. So when I fell lifeless, my body remained suspended from the middle of the radiator and I unresponsive until somebody unhitched me and released me to the floor. 15 years on, the image of me doing the crab/exorcism pose from a radiator unresponsive lives rent-free in my mind, and I will never get over the embarrassment. The camcorder fell with me and recorded the falling angle as I keeled over. So robust. So, is the video still in existence? I want to see the fucking video. I want to see the fall.
I want to see the video. I want to see the fall. It's annoying because I laughed a lot more the first time.
I know, and I'm raging because I actually had to stop when I was reading ahead in my mind to what I was reading out loud. I was like, oh, fuck.
You were like, no!
So she's literally hanging mid-air from a radiator. It wasn't just a normal collapse. Like
she was literally like, off she goes.
And she wasn't, she was... No, she just stopped. She didn't get the whole...
I was just like...
That was a half it. She was halfway.
Oh no.
She didn't even get to hit the floor.
No, she didn't. And that would have been the big drama.
And that was her first faint. She didn't get to hit the floor.
No, very warm in them bloody room. They pack too many people with COVID. It won't happen now. I vividly remember my junior infant school play. It was the story of the little red hen, and I was the red hen. There was one part where they wanted me to pretend to lay an egg, which would have essentially been me squatting and making a face that I'm trying to take a shit, and they would have videoed it, but thankfully I was wise enough to refuse to do that. During the live performance of this play, I loved that at the age of 5. During the live performance of this play, the baker was supposed to hand me this piece of bread and we were exchanging lines, and I was so focused on speaking, I completely forgot. So after we finished, she was so set on giving me this bread, but needed to be discreet to not mess it up. And then she had the idea to open her mouth at one side and whisper, "Take the bread." But the side she opened her mouth on was towards the microphone. Ended up with the whole community centre laughing. We have it on video somewhere, and she sent the video. So I'm going to play the audio of the video.
Are you connected to my dick?
To the dick? I think I am. Let me check.
God, amazing.
Let me check here.
Fuck's sake.
Imagine.
This is
Take the
amazing.
bread.
I love that she has the video.
Yeah, like this. Come prepared, listeners.
Listen, I have a few. Yeah, we'll watch the video for at least listen to it.
Roadcaster Pro, right?
And then we'll discuss.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Imagine the microphone was right here, and she was like, "Take the bread."
Oh, she sent a video, a reenactment.
Video of the thing up there.
So first of all, I get it. Sometimes you are so focused on not forgetting the lines, you forget the action.
That's it. You're like, oh,
always happens.
Yeah.
Especially when there's not enough rehearsal time. You need at least 6 weeks rehearsal.
6 weeks?
5 days a week. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, if you're in every scene, yeah, it's a long old stretch. But the fucking the thing, like stuff like that makes plays though. I think. Do you know?
Yeah, it's like those things. You're not going to remember the epic story.
It's like when they leave the. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Mrs. Brown's Boys, but when they do make a mistake and they leave it in, that makes it.
Yeah.
Do you know, that type of humour?
You love Mrs. Brown's Boys, don't you?
I don't love it, but I do.
Do you appreciate it?
I appreciate it, yeah.
Interesting.
And I never used to. I used to be kind of like, what the fuck is the big deal about this? But as I got older, and the more Mrs. Brown, the character reminds me of my ma.
Oh.
I appreciate it more.
Yeah, you're
That's
like,
the only reason. Because they're
like
all
snickering
shy
in the back.
actors in it, like, yeah, it's not a good performance.
It's not.
But it's grand, like.
It'll do.
Yeah. I have a large one here, a two-parter, if you will. Part 1. Tradition of my school for many years is that 6 years done a musical. Our year comes around and we done Hairspray. Yes, girls painted themselves up.
Love
to
Hairspray.
Match hair. I hated Hairspray.
I love Hairspray. I'm Link.
Yes, girls painted themselves to match certain characters. Oh, so there's a bit of blackface going on. It was an awful decision looking back. Rehearsals went on for only a couple of weeks. During these couple of weeks, my 18th fell on, and only one other girl from the class came to my house for a small family-ish party. Rehearsals were early the next afternoon, and I had dropped off a couple of friends to the bus back to Cork, and I headed on in. I wasn't exactly hungover. I just tired and in no humour to sing Hairspray songs, let alone feckin' dance to these things. I don't.
It's very high
hate
paced.
it. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big musical.
That's what turns me off. I was
Yeah.
just like, that's a bit much. Some sort of comment was made, and I distinctly remember, don't deny me today, I'm not arsed. Our choreographer heard this and thought I had said, I'm not fucking arsed with her today. Those exact words were relayed back to me, and I was pulled out of class to chat about the comment. Had to write 2 apology letters. That was strike 1. Strike 2 was, this is part 2. Strike 2 was when I got kicked out of the show for making another comment about someone in the year below us having a big part in the show. Not that I gave a shite anyways, not like we were on Poxy Broadway. She thought we were. Anyways, was kicked out for all of half a day until my ma kicked up a fuss and I was let back in. Have the musical recorded on DVD. Bloody horrific. Love the pod. Can't wait to see it in Feb. Thanks for buying a ticket.
Yeah, love you.
That's a lot. I think you should have just stayed out when you were out.
Yeah.
Fucking Hairspray.
Yeah.
Jeez. Do you know what? I will say, and I know musical theatre heads would be like, eye rolling at me. First time I ever even heard of what Hairspray was the John Travolta version of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like 15 minutes in, I was like, I can't fucking take this.
Really? It is very high energy, very high paced. Amanda Bynes was in her prime.
Yeah, but it was still a lot. And I wouldn't say that I'm a big fan of musicals. Like, I'm basic. Do you know what I mean? The Greatest Showman is my favourite one.
Yeah.
Wicked, I went to see that and I actually really loved it. I probably do like them more than I think I do. Mm-hmm. But Hairspray, I was just like, wow, it's a fucking big deal about this. This is just annoying.
We're like, I hate it.
It's just a melt.
It is a bit melty. I do get it. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Hi guys, love the podcast. I have to say that our primary school class were just really stars, quirky.
Right.
And love putting our own spin on the Christmas play. In 5th class, we wrote our own play, which was some weird crossover between a celebrity X Factor. Don't think this was a thing until a few years ago. God bless us, we were ahead of the curve. And I'm a Celeb. Okay. Basically, the play cut back and forth across the 2 shows until the lads from I'm a Celeb broke out of the jungle and joined the X Factor crew for a sing-song. Naturally, I was absolutely buzzing to be playing Cheryl Cole because this is when she was in her prime.
No way.
I spent weeks practicing my Geordie accent, watching Cheryl Cole best bits compilations on YouTube and walking out on stage to fight for this love.
Oh, stop.
The best I had by the end of it was, I love your act, you're a very talented performer.
That's liver.
Oh, that's Liverpool. What is it? What's Geordie again? Geordie.
I love your act. You're very talented.
I'm trying to think of Cheryl Cole.
Yeah. It's the only accent I can't fucking...
All I can think of is, you know that one where she's like, whenever you're ready. And everyone's like, I'm ready. And she's like,
you are
whenever
right
you're ready.
up my street. Yeah. That one. That's all I can say.
I only remember this because my parents still mock me for how useless it was.
Well, it's a very hard accent.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, one really clear memory I have was the whole class singing All I Want for Christmas is the Big Finale. Myself and a few others had solos. One of the lads was an unbelievable singer and was given the bridge, you know, the all the lights are shining.
Yeah.
And for sure didn't his voice break for the first time in the middle of it in front of the whole school.
Oh, no.
Screeched the place down. Never let him live it down.
Oh, bless him. Oh, it's a fella.
I love this chaotic. Like, I love everything about this.
It's a teenage boy's worst nightmare. Fucking hell.
Oh, Christ.
And have you ever heard a fella, his voice breaking? How hoarse they go?
No.
Oh, they go from, I don't fucking know what the tones are, but I'm going to say like an A minor to a C major. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a big note. It's very noticeable. They just go, you know, that kind of, it's very, bless them. That's when most boys lose their voice. Like, they can sing before their voice breaks and then they're fucked.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
I can imagine him giving it all, especially for that line. It would have been like oh, the lights are shining so brightly everywhere.
It's like in his head he sounds amazing, but like everybody's kind of going,
fuck.
Eyes are bleeding. Do you know what I mean? Eyes and ears. Fucked.
I love the way she walked out to fight for this love.
I love it.
Tune.
Did she do the... Did she...
I wonder if she did the salute.
The salute, yeah. It wasn't Talisa, the girl boss, but the
girl
elbow.
boss.
Yeah, so she was. That's amazing that you're Cheryl Cole. I'd have loved that.
Yeah.
Right, I have another one. How are we? I can't remember the play storyline at all. It had something to do with a cobbler. I was 6, maybe 7. I was a nurse who had one line. You can't keep hammering your thumb like that. There had been a call out to the parents for costume bits. Someone gave in a nurse's outfit that seemed alright at the time, I suppose. But now looking back at the pictures, I was very clearly in an adult PVC type nurse's pinafore costume. An Ann Summers Halloween one, if you will.
Oh, fuck.
My mum and teacher obviously didn't spot the issue. Who hands in that to be used in a child's play? I mean, if they're struggling.
Like, no, but also, if you saw it, you'd be like, yeah, grand.
Yeah, that'll do. I mean, we used to dress in literal black bags for Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if it's repurposeful, it's getting repurposed.
Exactly. Now, it does depend. Like, that girl about the Cheryl Cole, she was obviously in her school play not too long ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't... It depends.
Yeah, I'm just thinking there, school play, like, Fight for This Love would have been 2008? No, 2008, 2009?
She was before Talisa.
Yeah.
Oh, was she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then it would have been before 2010. Like.
Yeah.
Not a note in her head, Cheryl.
No, not a tone, though. She's like Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez is a tone, too.
Very bad singer. Yeah. Okay, so this one, I don't know if I know what this is. Right, so we did Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamboat.
I close my eyes.
I don't know what that is. I was in the final running for Joseph, or the narrator, the 2 biggest parts.
Oh, I love it.
They chose a boy for Joseph, fair enough. But then chose 4 girls, not even in the running, to share the narrator part. It's a big part if you're narrating a whole play. So I got left with one of the brothers who had one line. I was robbed and so upset, as this was my first time I had been brave enough to audition since started singing. That's upsetting, and I'm sorry that happened.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. Sexist.
It's not nice.
Bullying tactics by your skill.
The narrator piece would have been very big, and I can see why they divvied it out to 4 people. Ones that weren't in the running, unfair.
I like the way they did that.
Yeah.
The narrator was always a good spot because you were in it. You were big enough to be like, I'm main character.
Yeah.
But you were also
Yeah.
small enough that you didn't have to do acting. You read a script. You know what I mean? So you weren't like cringing.
Yeah, but it was a bit shit that she was in the running for it and she didn't get even one of those bits.
I feel bad for you. Yeah.
Fuck them. Do you know what? You're a bigger person now.
Yeah, you're bigger. You're better. You're bigger and you're better. I remember the nativity play being cast as a dove was the ultimate glam. One year I was cast as a cow, and I remember being so jealous of all the fabulous doves in their communion dresses and wings, and I was in this itchy piece of shit material and cow mask saying moo. Fast forward the following year, my dreams come true, and yes, you guessed it, I was a dove. I was weak for myself during rehearsals with all my dove queen friends. I felt like Miss Universe.
Oh my God.
I had finally made it. Week before the show, a cow got sick, and in typical fashion, I was demoted to being a fucking shit cow again. Sums up my life.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. Who got brought up to a poxy dove?
No, the cow fell sick.
Yeah, so why did she have to... Who replaced her as a dove? No,
there probably wasn't a replacement. There's probably enough doves. But I don't know.
You probably kicked up enough of a fuss.
Was the other person a seasoned dove? Why wasn't nobody else demoted? You were the cow last year.
You were the cow last year. Why were they doing that?
That's unfair.
Let's reopen that wound.
Fuck's sake.
That is really, really unfair.
Oh, do you know what? It'd be great
Bit shit.
to just set up like a reunion with teachers and just go, why did you make that decision? Because
What was that reason?
These things really shaped us as kids.
It did, yeah.
They did. I have more, but we're going to turn this into a part 2 that won't be out on Patreon this week.
Next week.
Next week. We're trying to sort out our scheduling.
We're trying to schedule so that we have a break.
Yeah, we
So
haven't
we'll
taken
say-
a break this.
I'm going to give us a big pat on the back. We never miss a week.
No, we don't.
Ever. And we've never released... Although we are going to release a Patreon episode as a bonus episode at some point. Just for people to see what they're missing.
That would have been a good fucking idea when we were coming up with that schedule. We were struggling.
We weren't struggling.
We've
We've got bangers coming up.
We do have bangers coming up, but it would have been a good idea to just ram one in there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Now I'm like, anyway, taking back. No, but as in, go us. We don't take breaks.
No, yeah.
We
that's
fight
true.
for this love. Cheryl Cole.
We haven't taken a week off, though, since we started.
No,
this.
we haven't in 2.5 years. We are flat out, like.
It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, we show up, we show out, we nativity play ourselves, we do it all. We do it all for you guys.
You have an unpopular opinion of the week, though, do you? Okay, let's do this.
Hit you. So, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Bullshit.
Oh, why?
Actually, not even the full quote. Full quote, Oscar Wilde quote, by the way. Mwah, love you, Oscar.
Is it?
Yeah, Oscar Wilde quote. Is imitation the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness? Which I think is a better quote, all in all.
Yes, makes more sense.
Makes more sense. But look, I'm sorry, but like, jack your own shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone can see it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is nothing I hate more than watching people rehash out the same shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the quote is, imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
It's the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness.
Yeah.
But you know the way everyone's always like, oh, you know the way there's especially in social media where there's just people constantly just fucking ripping the piss out of absolutely everything that you do. It's like, oh, well, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No one likes no one likes a fake copycat.
Yeah.
No one likes it. No one likes it. So I think that quote is bullshit.
Yeah, no, I do agree, because when I see people putting up stuff that's similar to other people, and then I'm like, I've seen that, and then I see them crediting them, I'm like, fair play.
No, like, creator credit, I say it all the time, creator credit, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's when you try to,
No, but that's why I'm saying I agree
Yeah.
with you, because when, I do be weary when I see somebody.
Yeah, and then you're
doing
like, oh, that's
something,
fair.
And then when I see the credit, I'm
Yeah.
like, bang on, fair
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
And it's such a, now I get it, like, in particular in Instagram, such a fucking vapid space, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're going to see the same shit constantly. But it's like when there's people in particular that are just tracking
Yeah.
what you do, what you buy, what you wear, how you do it, what way you're taking your photos, what way you're like posting your content, all that other shit. You're like, come on now.
Calm, that sits. Love.
Calm, it sits. It's just too much.
Yeah.
Is that Liverpool again?
I don't know what we're doing at this stage.
No, I don't. So I just think that that's a bullshit quote.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's cool. Have you got your Stormbird of the week?
I do, yeah.
You do. Is it going to be on Marion?
It is, yeah.
Will I play the jingle?
Play the jingle.
Carla's
Colonoscopy. Colonoscopy. You guys don't get that.
Carla's colonoscopy. Colonoscopy with a K.
Look it up.
Look it up on Patreon.
It's on Patreon. It's very funny.
So it's not traumatizing.
No, it is very traumatizing, actually.
Fucking hell.
No, it's not funny.
We both nearly cried in that episode.
Yeah, we did, actually. It was very bad. So, Omarion. So, in America at the moment, just a little bit of a background. In America at the moment, they're calling the new Omicron variant Omarion.
It sounds like a transformer.
It does, doesn't it? It actually does.
I said that before. I saw anybody doing memes about that, and then I saw the memes, and I was like, all right.
And the memes, there was like loads of memes of Omarion going around then as like the Omicron variant. And it reminded me of how many fucking belters he had.
Oh, Marion's, the
He had
shit.
tunes. He's so talented.
Yeah.
So this one was one of his first. It's called Touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, remember this one?
Give it a
It's like him dancing around the street.
I think I do remember one. I just don't like it really.
So, my eyes have seen
Very weird.
nothing
No?
like you. Wanna bite you.
Do you not think that like the music in it is just annoying?
Trying to
No.
be.
No?
Banger. It's real.
No, it's not.
If this was playing at a party, I would be like doing my
ya?
step up best. I'd be like,
Stop.
Let it
What yeah?
such a banger.
It's just anti B2K. It's not what B2K was about.
No, B2K were handed bops. Omarion had to fight. Okay?
He's not fighting very fucking hard, in my opinion. Unpopular opinion, I think that's shit.
You would have hated my other option.
I said earlier in the episode I do nip in and out of your things and I don't really know them. Some of them I don't like, Carla.
Okay. I don't care.
But no, well, we don't have the same taste in music. That much is obvious. But I'm just like, any? Now, some of them are bangers, don't get me wrong. That really annoyed me, that music.
I can steal my other one if you want.
I'm disgusted with Omarion after that. What was your other one? You'll have to add it to the playlist now.
I will, and that's okay.
Right?
You're going to love this. I hope you're going to love this. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
That's more normal. That's fine.
Turn it up.
but it's just something about you that keeps pulling me back in, you know?
Very good. Yeah. I like that. You see, I prefer that one. The other one was just weird.
No, Touch is
We
a
might
banger.
get sued because we're playing that.
No, we're not paying. I think it's over 30 seconds.
I think we definitely went a bit further than that a few times.
We've not paid 30 seconds of a song.
I'm not fucking paying them anyway.
I'm not paying a bleeding
Marion,
I'm
if you're
not
listening,
paying a fucking
hon.
thing. I should have done
Leave
like
it alone.
look. Touch I think is an underrated banger. That's the whole reason of Stomper of the Week. I could have done something real obvious like Icebox.
That's true. Yeah.
Girl, you wanna work the sex up tight,
I
baby.
didn't like that either. I'm not mad about Solo or Marion. Unpopular opinion. There you go. You're getting 2 this week. I'm not mad about Solo or Marion.
His open up. You would love Open Up. Open Up is very you.
I am any of the solo things that B2K have done. Not mad about it. Marcus Houston, Marquez.
No, sorry. Up in the club.
No. Oh, sorry. He's had a few. Okay. I'll
You
give Marquez
are-
that. Yeah, not my person. Not my type of person.
Oh my god, that's
Bit
really,
weird.
really, really upsetting.
Marquez.
Marquez.
Is he not a field bag?
He is. If you watch, actually, I'm going to give you one more tidbit before we go. Look, sorry, I keep putting the fucking phone down on the steel and Jen gets angry.
Wait until we have the
Studio. The dreams that we have. But Marquez is a bit of a groomer, married a 19-year-old at 39.
Yeah.
Odd. And if you watch Love and Hip Hop, hilarious. I think I've said this before, maybe on the boy band thing. But he was in that boy band, can't remember, you know, all them American groups at the time.
There was
kind
loads,
of
yeah.
very much all the same. But he was trying to do this tour with B2K then, where you know, where it was like the Backstreet Boys, where they put them with the Take That and the whatever, you know, one of them amalgamation tours.
Chaos.
But when he was in the band, he used to get like 60%, and the other lads would get 20 each.
Who else was in it?
Backup singer.
This is like one of them fucking Westlife and Boyzone. Was it West? No.
I'd say with
What did they
Westlife
call
and
that?
Boyzone, I'd say the whole lads got fair shares though. I think this was a very
What did they call that though?
I don't
Boys
know.
Life.
Boys Life. Oh god, Boys Life.
Oh, it's my worst fucking nightmare, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to know about their contracts, but anyway, God bless.
Yeah. Thanks a million for listening. We hope you enjoyed. We're going to continue this conversation on Patreon because we got so many submissions, but it won't be out until next week. So we're going to go and record the rest of that. And then we have to record our friend of the pod later on. We're flat out today, lads. Thanks a million again for listening. Any links that we mention in this will be in the blurb underneath, so you can tap them. And we love you. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.